space for everyone. I am getting ready for a date. As I'm like getting ready, I was thinking about just how I feel dating in my 20s and what that experience has been like. And I was also just reflecting on my life so far in my 20s in terms of like friendships and connections and just different experiences that I've had. And I always love to hear other people's experience to gain perspective, to gain insight. And so I thought, why not like share my experience, right? And I'm like getting ready for a date, so it's like I just feel like this goes hand in hand, and we're just gonna chat. We're going to this sushi restaurant. It's like, well, it's really like a underground Japanese inspired, like, I don't even know how to describe it. When you're in your 20s, there's so much you want to experience, right? At least for me, there's so much I want to experience in life, and I don't want to be boggled down by a relationship. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like, I think dating is fun, to be able to talk to different people and learn about just more about yourself through another person, and also just having really fun experiences that you may have never done before on your own. Like, there's so many amazing aspects about that. I feel the same way with friendships too. I'm gonna be real, I want to be in my selfish bag. In the future, I do want a partner. I do want someone that I can experience life with, and we can learn and grow together in this life for as long as it's serving us. I want that. I definitely do. You know, when that time comes, I will be willing to, I don't want to say make sacrifices, but like, I'll be willing to compromise, and I will want to consider them, and I will want to think about them and do everything to make my partner happy and smile and make their life easier and make their life more enjoyable. Like, I would want that. But right now, right now, is what we're talking about. And right now, let me turn off my speaker. Right now, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't, if I get an opportunity in another country, I don't want to have to think about, oh man, like, is my partner gonna want to come with me? Or if I want to just do certain things in my life in general, maybe I want to do things by myself. I don't want to have to think like, oh, is my partner going to be upset that I don't want to do this or that, whatever the case may be. There's a lot of people that I know that are in relationships, and they say things like, oh, I have to ask my partner, or like their life just revolves around this other person entirely. So it's like, when I think about that, I personally, like, I don't want that right now. And I mean, even if I was in a relationship, I wouldn't want my relationship to be like that anyway. Like, I wouldn't want my dynamic to feel as though I'm putting my life and myself second. And I don't have that independence and autonomy over my individuality. So like, that just wouldn't even work for me, period, in a partner. But I do understand there's certain things, like, you know, when you're in a relationship, you can't be selfish. Like, you just can't. So I get that. I'm going to put on my scarf just so my edges can lay down. I am literally just rambling right now. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to cut a lot of this out. That's pretty strong. I don't want to smell like that. I always end up coming back to this. Anything that's vanilla or coconut, I always end up just gravitating towards those type of scents. This smells more nice. I might just do both, honestly. If I'm about to go out, it doesn't matter. It could be with friends, anybody. If I'm about to go out, I am not getting dressed until the absolute last minute. I'll get everything else ready. Like, all my stuff is in its purse. I have everything laid out. Like, everything's good. I'm not rushing, but I'm not putting on these clothes until you get here. Because one, I don't want to end up like doing stuff and spill something before on my clothes before I even get out. And I don't want to like stretch out my clothes. You know how sometimes you put something on, it fits a certain way, but throughout the day and the longer you're wearing it, it starts to fit else gets that feeling. It just doesn't fit the same way it does when you first put it on, if that makes sense. And I'm just embracing everything that my 20s has been, everything that I've been learning. I feel like I've been growing, and I know that sounds like a basic statement, but I can literally feel it. I can feel it, and I can witness the moments of growth where I'm implementing things that I've learned, where I'm, just being more present and understanding what I'm truly capable of and stepping into my power as a woman, but also just a soul navigating this life. And my relationship with God has been the best thing that's happened in my 20s so far. And this is my first time ever saying that out loud, but I grew up religious, and so there was this idea, when I say I grew up religious, I mean I grew up in a religious environment, and there was this idea of what your relationship with God is supposed to be like, and you need to be this kind of person in order to receive God's love, or you're going to hell. It was very much that kind of vibe. And so I never felt super strong conviction when I was younger in my relationship with God. It was just kind of this is what I have to do so that I don't go to hell. But I'm so glad that I grew out of that, and I started to develop my own relationship with God that looks unique for our dynamic and our relationship and my purpose on this earth, and just my soul's purpose and truth overall. So it just feels good, now that I've gotten to that point. And it's I just never imagined that. I never thought about it ever feeling this way. And I've already experienced and learned so much and elevated so much mentally. So I'm if this is happening at 23, 24, what's it gonna look like when I'm 30? What's it gonna look like when I'm 40? That just, I don't know, that just brings me joy knowing that there's better that's gonna continue to flow in. I am just so grateful for the abundance that I'm experiencing in my life right now, in terms of my experiences, just who I am as a person. I'm experiencing so much abundance and love and gratitude right now, but it's I'm also thanking God for the abundance that's to come, because I know that it keeps getting better and better. So I'm what's next? What other level or depth of my heart and soul am I going to unlock and be excited about? Hopefully it's not too dark. She said that she's on her way, so I'm about to start actually putting my stuff on. It is thundering outside, but I'm trying not to let that get to me, because this is Florida. This is what happens. But it's just hard not to see crappy weather and feel oh, should I go out? But it's it's not a hurricane. Okay, it's literally just typical Florida. I'm very curious if you're at any age in your life, really, if you're watching this at any age, whether you're in your 20s or not, I love hearing other people's experiences and just hearing how different someone's experience can be, but also hearing how similar someone's experience can be, and feeling very seen by that, and knowing okay, I'm not the only one experiencing life in this way, and being reminded that we are all a part of a collective, and so we're experiencing a lot of the same things. Maybe it may not look the exact same, but the overarching theme may be similar. So it's just yeah, it just started pouring. But yeah, it's just amazing to know that wow, we're all a part of a collective, and we're all going through similar things in this life, and ultimately we are never alone. And I often think about that whenever I feel like anything, really, whether I feel immense joy, whether I feel immense sadness, regardless of what I'm feeling, I always think like there's someone else in the world that is experiencing this or has experienced this feeling before. And so I'm like, I don't have to be like I don't have to be, sorry, I'm trying to multitask here because one thing about these braids, I love them, they're cute, but this hair that is used, like the curly pieces that are used, get tangled up really bad. I really want to get this necklace on right. Maybe I'll just put this one on for now. Yo, it is thundering. Oh my god, I still want to go, like I don't care. Anyway, what I was saying is I just think it's so beautiful. Let me just put my shoes on. It's so rainy and gloomy, I had to turn on the light, but this is what I'm looking like. And yeah, this is oh, maybe, you know what? Why didn't I think about the fact that I can just literally prop y'all up? What I'm giving right now. I look oily, but I'm really not that oily. But yeah, y'all, I'm just appreciating life for what it is, and my life is not perfect. That's the thing I want to stress. Like, my life is not perfect, but it's what it's supposed to be in this season right now, and I am welcoming all of that. I want all of that wisdom, okay? That's how I feel right now. I want all the wisdom, and I still have so much more to unlearn, but I've just been really grateful for what I've been experiencing lately, and even the things that hurt. Like I was talking about, I think I got off topic probably, but I was talking about how I've had some death cycles in my friendships recently. I'm trying to even this out. I feel like I'm at a bar sitting like this, but I've been having some death cycles recently with friendships and just having some bonds end, and I'm kind of at the place where I am making peace with that. At first it hurt a lot, and I started to think maybe there's something wrong with me, like maybe I'm not deserving or whatever the case may be, but I'm like, it doesn't have to be anything wrong with me. It doesn't have to be anything wrong with them. It could just simply be that we are in different seasons of our lives, and the paths that we're going down in this season are not going in the same direction, and they may never, and that's okay, because it served its time, and I can look back and smile and laugh about so many beautiful moments. I never even look at things like that as I'm losing a friend. If a relationship ends, a friendship ends, I don't look at it as losing. I feel like it's a way of making room for new, beautiful connections that align with the path that you're currently on. But for me, it's always the principle of the situation and how it ends. Because I can make peace with us not being friends, but if you did something shady, and I can't even look at you the same, sometimes it's hard to grapple with that, but that's life.